Good morning, dear students. Today in this lecture talk, you are understanding bacterial examination of water by MPN method. I request you all to subscribe this channel to support. Dear students, kindly sit for this class with the notebook and pen. Kindly make a note of all the information, whatever I'll be sharing with you, okay? First, write today's experiment, bacterial examination of water by MPN method, okay? Full form of MPN, most probable number method, okay? As you are studying this in paper 5, in paper 5 you have Viva, so you'll be asked this particular question, okay, or more frequently. So please note the full form of MPN is most probable number method. Okay, then let us go to the aim of the experiment. What's the aim of the experiment? To determine the presence of coliform bacteria by most probable number method. Okay, it means here this coliform bacteria, this is going to work like an indicator of pathogens. Okay, these coliform bacteria commonly found in human excreta or fecal condition. The test is used to detect the coliform bacteria, which acts as an indicator of fecal contamination of water. Okay, the most probable number method is a statistical test used to estimate the viable numbers of bacteria in a sample by inoculating broth in tenfold dilutions. Okay, it is commonly used in estimating microbial populations in soil, waters, or agricultural products. MPN is most commonly applied for quality testing of water, that is to ensure whether the water is safe or not in terms of bacteria present in it. Okay, this is the main aim of this particular experiment. We are going to determine whether the water is safe or unsafe to consume or for the consumption purpose. The presence of very few fecal coliform bacteria would indicate that water probably contains no disease-causing organisms, while the presence of large number of fecal coliform bacteria would indicate a very high probability that the water could contain disease-producing organisms. Okay. This test is performed sequentially in 3 stages. Okay, we can detect the presence of coliform bacteria by using this methodology in 3 following steps. Okay, the first one is presumptive test, second one confirmed test, and next one is completed test. Okay, if I'm going very quick, kindly pause this video and make a note. Okay, let me go through the next slide. Now, in this slide, you are understanding about what are these coliform bacteria. You can make a note of this one. Coliform bacteria are aerobic or facultative anaerobes. Okay, and are gram-negative bacilli, non-spore forming organisms capable of fermenting lactose with the production of acid and gas within 24 hours of incubation at 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, it means the coliform bacteria are capable of fermenting lactose. Okay, once they ferment this lactose, there you can see the positive result in the form of the production of the acid or maybe in the gas. Okay, acid production means color of the medium lactose broth will change. Gas production means you can see the bubbles in that particular test tube. Okay, the organisms most commonly used as indicators of pollution are E. coli, Aerobacter aerogens, Streptococcus, Faecalis, Clostridium, Welchii, and other coliform group of bacteria. So these are some of the examples which are most commonly used as pollution indicators. Okay, now let us understand little bit information about lactose broth. As in this particular experiment, we are using lactose broth medium with the particular water sample. Lactose broth is used for the detection of coliform bacteria in water, foods, and dairy products. Okay, lactose broth is recommended for the presumptive test of coliform bacteria. Okay, lactose is a fermentable carbohydrate for the coliform. That's why we are using here lactose broth in this particular MPN method. Now let us go through the principle. Coliform bacterial densities can be determined by MPN method. Okay, it is an indirect count technique relying on statistical interpretation of growth. If there is a growth, we can see the gas production in the test tube. If there is no growth, no gas production. Okay, observation in the incubated tubes can be observed. Gas production observation we can make out, or no gas production, that observation can also be made. As I told in the previous slide, in this particular experiment, we have three stages. First one, presumptive test. In this presumptive test, the known volumes of water means that is the water sample, whatever you want to test, water sample are added to lactose fermentation tubes, and production of acid and gas can be observed if that is positive. That means fermentation of lactose is a positive test for coliform bacteria. If the fermentation occurs means that is the positive test for coliform bacteria. If there is no fermentation, then negative. No fermentation means no acid production and no gas production. So whether the water sample along with the lactose broth, the bacteria are responsible to produce acid or gas, you are going to make a note here. Okay. In the next condition, in the confirmatory test, okay, the next particular stage is here confirmatory test. In this confirmatory test, the samples from the positive presumptive test are streaked onto a selectable differential media like eosin methylene blue. Okay, keep in your mind the full form of EMB. EMB stands for eosin methylene blue. Okay, so whatever we got the positive result in the presumptive test, no, that will be taken here and that will be inoculated or streaked onto a selective differential media like EMB, that is eosin methylene blue agar. Why we have taken this particular media? Because the coliform bacteria will grow better and gives good result in the EMB in the form of colonies. If there is a presence of coliform bacteria in the presumptive test, definitely they will grow in the eosin methylene blue media by utilizing all the chemical components of EMB medium. Lactose fermenting coliforms give colored colonies due to the formation of complex in EMB that precipitate. Okay. The isolated colonies from the EMB agar plate are inoculated into lactose broth and nutrient agar and are absorbed for gas production and gram nature respectively. Thus, the completed test is performed. Okay. Once the presumptive test is done, next we'll do the confirmatory test. After the confirmatory test, we'll do the completed test. Okay. In the completed test, you'll take the colonies from the EMB agar plate and inoculated to the nutrient agar slants or plate and also to the lactose broth to make sure again the presence of coliform bacteria. Okay, if the coliform bacteria are present, again they will utilize the lactose broth in the completed test and they'll give the acid and gas production. If they are gram negative bacilli, then we'll take out the organism from the nutrient agar plate and we'll do the gram staining experiment to confirm again in the completed test they are actually gram negative bacilli. Okay, so this is about the completed test. In the next slide, you can make out the again brief principle behind this experiment. Okay, water to be tested is diluted serially and inoculated in the lactose broth, right? After the inoculation with the lactose broth, coliforms, if present in water, they utilize the lactose present in the medium to produce acid and gas. Okay, the presence of acid is indicated by color change of the medium. The presence of gas production, where the bubbles which will store in the Durham's tube like a bubble. Okay, the number of coliforms is determined by counting the number of tubes giving positive reaction and comparing the pattern of positive results with the standard statistical tables will give us the most probable number method, whether the water is safe to drink or not. Now let us go through the presumptive test first. Materials required for the presumptive test. We need water sample, that may be a contaminated water sample, pond water sample, or drinking water sample, or sewage water sample you can collect. Okay, this is about the water sample. Then we need single strength lactose broth, in short SSLB. Then we need double strength lactose broth. Then we need Durham's tubes. Okay, in Durham's tube, actually gas production can be seen. Then we need 15 test tubes. Then we need sterilized pipette. So these are the some of the requirements of the presumptive test. Here you need to make a note in presumptive test that the presumptive test is like a screening test, okay, to a sample water for the presence of coliform organisms. Okay, the screening of the coliform bacteria will be done in the presumptive test. If the presumptive test is negative, if there is no acid production and no gas production, no further testing is performed and the water source is considered microbiologically safe and that particular water is safe to drink. If in case, if you are feeling that particular result you want further confirmatory, means you can further what you can do here, all the test tubes usually will go for the 24 hours of incubation. Further you can also check for the further presumptive test, 48 hours you can incubate all the test tube and you can check again. Okay, otherwise if that is negative, any test tube are not showing any kind of acid or gas production, then no further testing is performed and the water is safe to drink and totally free from microorganisms or any kind of pathogens. If however any tube in the series shows acid and the water is unsafe and the confirmed test and completed test is performed for the tube displaying positive test. Okay, now let us understand how to perform this presumptive test. As I told in the previous slide, to perform the presumptive test, first we need to prepare the single strength lactose broth and the double strength lactose broth. Okay, so now let us understand how to prepare this single strength lactose broth medium and double strength lactose broth medium. Okay, now in this particular slide you can make out the concentration of single strength medium and the double strength medium. So let us prepare the medium of lactose broth in single and double strength concentrations. Okay, so lactose in single strength 5 gram, peptone 5 gram, beef extract 3 gram, distilled water 1000 ml and bromothymol blue 2 ml. Okay, in the double strength, only difference is that here lactose is 5 gram and here lactose is 10 gram. Okay, only this is the difference between the lactose broth. This is single strength and this is double strength. Rest all are common. 5 gram peptone, beef extract 3 gram, distilled water 1000 ml and bromothymol blue 2 ml. Okay, so for example, if you are doing in a laboratory, I don't want this 1000 ml of single strength and 1000 ml of double strength. You can reduce the concentration to 500 ml. Okay, based on your experiments, you can take it here. We can do this particular media for 500 ml. Okay, we can prepare this media for the 500. You can prepare this media for the 500 ml. Here also you can prepare the media for the 500 ml. 500 ml means 5 gram for 1000 ml. How much for 500 ml? You should do the cross multiplication for all these things and prepare this particular concentration for 500 ml. Once 500 ml media is ready, you need to dispense the single strength medium to the 5 test tube. Okay, single strength medium to the 5 test tube and another 5 test tube. So total 10 test tube you need to take, and to the 10 test tube you need to add the 10 ml of single strength medium. Okay, and you need to take another 5 ml test tube. Okay, and to that you are going to add 10 ml of double strength lactose broth. Okay, I've written here, dispense 10 ml of double strength lactose broth in 5 test tube each, and 10 ml of single strength lactose broth in 10 test tube each. It means how many test tube we need here? So total 15 test tubes are required to perform this experiment. In 15 test tube, 5 test tube we will add DSLB, and another test tube you will add SSLB 10 ml each. Okay, this is about the preparation of the lactose broth medium. Now let us understand the procedure how to perform this experiment. First, you'll collect the water sample, right? You'll collect the water sample. For example, just imagine this is the conical flask. In this conical flask, you have collected the sample. Sample means that may be a sewage water sample or pond water or drinking water, whatever, right? This is the water sample you have collected. So water sample is collected in a conical flask. Distribute approximately 10 ml of SSLB into 10 test tube and 10 ml of DSLB into another 5 test tube. So this is the water sample. Okay, this is the water sample. Will not touch this one. So next what you need to do, in the previous slide you prepared the sample, right? That is DSLB you have prepared, and in other test tube you have prepared the single strength lactose broth you have prepared and kept. So now how many test tube we need? We need around 15 test tube. Let me write here, third test tube, this is the fourth, and this is the fifth. Okay, let me take another 5 test tube, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, let me take another 5 test tube, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. So total how many test tube here? Here 5 test tube, right? And here 5 test tube, and here 5 test tube. So first one is over. Collect water sample in a conical flask. We have done here. Collect water sample, then dispense approximately 10 ml of SSLB into 10 test tube and 10 ml of DSLB into 5 test tube. So first let us take this DSL. Let us label all these test tube as DSLB. Okay, all the test tube you need to put one sticker and to label that as DSLB. Whereas another rest of this 10 test tube you need to write single strength LB. That is SSLB you need to label. Okay, this is 5 test tube, here 5 test tube, and here 5 test tube. So for this particular DSLB, you are going to add 10 ml of DSLB. Okay, same thing written here. Okay, 10 ml of DSLB you are going to add to the 5 test tube. Okay, 10 ml of DSLB you will add. Okay, then for all these another 10 sets, you are going to add the 10 ml of SSLB into 10 test tube. So you need to label this test tube and to add 10 ml of SSLB to all the test tube. Okay, now we have added with the 10 ml of DSLB to the 5 test tube and 10 ml of SSLB to the all the 10 test tube. Here 5 test tube and here 10 test tube we have added. So how much ml? 10 ml. Here also 10 ml SSLB and here also 10 ml SSLB. Then what is the next job? Next you need to introduce the Durance tube. Okay, you need to take the Durance tube. Okay, small Durance tubes you'll get, no? Right, small this kind of Durance tube will get, right? The Durance tube you need to uh, insert. So here there is a DSLB is there. To this you need to introduce the Durance tube. Make sure that Durance tube there should not be any kind of air bubbles, should not be there. Okay, you need to introduce the Durance tube. Okay, there should not be any air bubbles. To all the test tube you are going to introduce the Durance tube. Okay, when I'll do perform the practical demo, no, that time I'll show you how to introduce this Durance tube. So now we have put the Durance tube into the all the test tube. Why we need to put here Durance tube? Because in Durance tube, air the gas bubbles will can be observed, whereas color change can be observed in the test tube. Okay, for the positive reaction gas production, that gas will be produced in the Durance tube if there is a fermentation occurred. So after this, what we need to plug this particular all the test tubes with the cotton. Okay, plug all the test tubes with the cotton. Okay. Okay, once you plug all the test tubes with the cotton, next, whatever the label you have pasted over there, no, on top of the label, kindly write, okay, there as all this test tube, you need to label as 10 ml, okay, 10 ml water sample. Okay, you need to label all this test tube as 10 ml water sample you need to write. And for this second set 10 ml SSLB, you need to label this as 1 ml of water sample. Okay, and all this test tube you need to label that as zero point 0.1 ml of water sample. Okay, so you need to write, just keep right here, 10 ml of water sample, 1 ml of water sample, and zero point 0.1 ml of water sample. Isto add ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ you must write it over there. So where we left here, so Durance tube already we introduced and we have put the cotton here. Once we put the cotton, this particular test tubes are ready for the sterilization. Okay, so next, examine the tubes to make sure that inner vial, okay, Durance tube is full of liquid with no air bubbles. You should make sure that one. Then once the cotton plug is over, Durance tube inserted, and we examined that Durance tube is totally filled with the lactose broth. Next, what will you do? Sterilize them by autoclaving at 15 lbs at 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. By using which instrument? Autoclave. Okay, this autoclave which is works under the steam under pressure, which sterilize this particular broth. Once this lactose broth medium is sterilized and then cooled, then to this 10 ml of water sample will be added to the all the test tube. 10 ml, 10 ml, then 1 ml will be added to the all the test tube, then 0.1 ml of water sample will be added to the all the test tube. Okay, now let us keep all these test tube for the autoclave. Okay, hope you understood here. No, I told you that label all the 5 DSLB. So these are the 5 DSLB. Okay, all the 5 DSLB tubes you need to label that as 10 ml. Idella 10 ml water sample. And for SSLB 5 test tubes, you need to label that as 1 ml. So we have written 1 ml. Then rest other 5 we need to label that as 0.1 ml of water sample. I hope up to here you are clear. Next, after sterilization, we have kept all the test tube in the autoclave. Now autoclave is over, right? After sterilization, by using sterilized pipette, what are you going to do here? You are going to add all the test tubes are sterilized and you took that out from the autoclave. Okay, when the sample is very hot in condition, that time you should not add the water sample. Okay, transfer all the test tube to the inoculation chamber, okay, in the aseptic chamber. There in front of the flame, take out this, for example, let me take this example. Okay, take out this particular test tube. Okay, take out this one test tube. Okay, cotton will be here and sample will be here. We need to add the 10 ml of water sample from this. Okay, this is a collected water sample, right? We need to check whether this water is safe to drink or not. So from this you need to take 10 ml of water sample. Okay, take out this particular cotton. Once you take out the cotton, by using the sterile pipette, you'll take the water sample and you are going to add it to this particular test tube. Okay, you are going to add to the test tube, mix thoroughly and keep that back. Okay, so after sterilization by using sterilized pipe, after sterilization by using the sterilized pipette, what are you going to do? You are going to add this 10 ml of water sample to the all the test tube. Okay, to all the test tube you are going to add the 10 ml of the water sample by using sterilized pipette. Okay, then mix thoroughly, and later incubated, inoculated to each of the 5 DSLB tubes. Okay, for all the 5 DSLB tubes, you are going to add the 10 ml of the water sample. Then rest. Okay, we have done 5 DSLB. For all the 5 DSLB, you are going to add the 10 ml of water sample. Then rest 5 test tubes of SSLB, you are going to add the 1 ml of the water sample. Okay, and further 5 SSLB, you are going to add the zero point 0.1 ml of water sample. Okay, so after adding, then the tubes are incubated in at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours and observed for the formation of gas in the Durance tube or color change in the test tube. Okay, broth. Compare the number of tubes giving positive reaction to a standard table and record the number of bacteria present in it. Okay, this is all about the presumptive test. So same thing we have done in this particular presumptive test. This was the original sample, okay, from the pond water. This is the DSLB, right? In all the tests we have put the 10 ml of DSLB, right? 10 ml of all the test tube we have 10 ml of lactose broth sample, 10 ml DSLB, 10 ml SSLB, 10 ml SSLB, right? To all the test tubes after the sterilization in the aseptic chamber, we've added the 10 ml of water sample to all the test tubes, right? Then here also for all the test tube, we added the 1 ml of water sample to each test tube. And for all the test tube, we have added after sterilization 0 0.0 ml of the water sample. Okay. After doing that, we'll keep that one in the incubation. Okay. After 24 hours, you are going for this particular observation. Okay. Here you need to observe number of tubes showing the positive result you need to check. Okay. First step what we have taken 10 ml of double strength medium plus 10 ml of water. 5 test tube. In 5 test tube, how many you got the result? You got the positive result. You must write it here. Next test tube is 10 ml of single strength medium plus 1 ml of water sample. You added for the 5 test tube. You to write how many tube is given positive result. Then 10 ml of single strength medium. Then 0.1 ml of water sample we have added to the all the 5 test tube. How many test tube will give the result? You must write that will give you this most probable number index per 100 ml. Okay, now let us go through. Incubation is done. So now I got the result here. Okay, now I got the result in this particular case is that incubate at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. After that, I got here the result is that for 4 positive test. 4 positive means, see, this is the lactose broth. Is the same. There is no any color change. This is not the color change. There is no any color change here. And here also there is no any color change. Here also no any color change. So as in this first, second and third, 4 test tube, we can see the changes in their color. Okay, so 4 positive tubes. Whereas in this 5 test tube, we have got the 2 positive tubes and here 0 positive tubes. Okay, whatever the statistics number I got here, no, that will be observed through McCordy's table. We have a McCordy's table. This is the McCordy's table. Okay, this is the first one, 10 ml of here sample we have put here. Then the second one, this is the in DSLB, we have added 10 ml of water sample, and this is SSLB. We have added the zero point 0.1 ml of the sample, and this is again SSLB. We have added the zero point 0.1 ml of sample. So what result we got here? We got here the 4:2:0. So you need to check here 4:2:0. 4 we have, yeah, this one 4 in DSLB. 4 we got the 4 result, and next one we got the 2, and next one we got 0. So that particular experiment MPN index is 20. It means there is a 20 number of bacterial MPN index for 100 ml. So this 20, you must write it over there. So 20 is the MPN, whereas here in the 10 ml of double strength, we got it here 4, whereas in this case we got 2, and in this case we got 0. So here 20 MPN index per 100 ml we got. So this is all about the presumptive test. Okay, hope you understood here. So here you can make out, this is the pictorial representation usually you'll get in the spotter. For the identification you must identify. So this is the water sample is there, right? And this is the 10 ml of each DSLB can be seen right here. Also 10 ml of SSLB can be seen in all the test tube. In all the test tube here also you can see 10 ml of SSLB. Okay, whereas here for all the test tube we added 10 ml of water sample. Okay, this is the water sample, whereas here for all these 5 test tube we added the 1 ml of water sample. For all these test tube we added the 0.1 ml of water sample. Okay, after doing this, next one will be going through what kind of test? Confirmed test. Okay, which one is positive, which one is negative? If there is no coliforms bacteria, we cannot see the production of any kind of the gas, or color change cannot be observed after the incubation of 24 hours. Whereas if there is a color change and the gas production, you can see the gas production in the Durham's tube, and this will be the positive result. The positive test tube will be further connected to the confirmed test. Okay, negative means we are not going to continue. If there is a positive test tube, further this positive test will be subjected for the confirmed test. Okay, you can see here this is the Durance tube. Okay, here we can see the acid production can be seen here, whereas here no acid production, and here also no acid production, and here also no acid production. Okay, color change can be seen here, and here also color change can be seen. Okay, this particular chart is known as McCordis table. By using this McCordis table, we can find the MPN index per 100 ml for the most probable number method. Now the observation is that of the 5 double strength lactose broth tubes, 4 tubes showed gas production. In the set of SSLB tubes with 1 ml of inoculums, we got 2 tubes showed gas production, and in the set of SSLB tubes of 0.1 ml inoculums, 0 tubes showed gas production. So 4:2:0, we got the 20 MPN index per 100 ml. Now let us go to the confirmatory test. What are the requirements? EMB agar. EMB stands for eosin methylene blue agar plates. 24 hours culture of the positive lactose broth tubes. Only the whatever we got the positive test tube, no, only that we are going to take. We are going to collect for the confirmatory test. Then we need the inoculation loop. Now let us go through the procedure. A loop full of the culture was taken from the lactose broth of the highest dilution and streaked on the EMB agar plates. From which test tube we got the positive result, no? Color change. Okay. Wherever you got the color change and the production of the gas in the Durham's tube, no? That particular sample will be taken and inoculate streaked on the EMB agar plate. The plates were incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours and observed for colored colonies. Okay, this is the EMB agar plate. To this EMB agar plate, by using the inoculation loop, sample will be taken and that will be streaked on this particular EMB agar plate. Okay, observation. What is the observation on the EMB agar plate? Colored colonies on the EMB agar plates, and along the borders particles of the satin had, particles of the colored colonies on the EMB agar plates, and along the borders of the particles we can see the stained. Stain means colored. Okay, colored precipitated colonies can be seen, hence positive confirmatory test. Okay, so what is the observation here? Colored colonies on the EMB agar plates. Okay, along the borders particles of the stain had precipitated and hence positive confirmatory test. It means in this particular EMB agar plate, after the streaking, then you'll keep it for the incubation. After the incubation, if you get the colored colonies, okay, if there is a colored any kind of colonies, very shiny particles we observed in the precipitated form in the EMB agar plate, then that is the confirmed test. Yes, there is a presence of coliform bacteria. Okay. How to prepare the confirmatory test EMB agar media? So this is the EMB agar media composition. Okay, this is the composition. This you can see the peptone. Okay, here the peptone, lactose. Peptone need to weigh around 10 grams, lactose 5 grams, sucrose 5 grams, K2HPO2 2 grams, eosin 0.4 grams, methylene blue 0.06 grams, agar 20 grams, distilled water 1000 ml, pH 7.0. If I'm going very quick, um, as usual, I'll tell now, kindly pause this video and make a note. So this is the confirmatory test EMB agar media. Once you prepare this media, okay, uh, then this media can be inoculated into the culture plate in the inoculation chamber. Okay. So this is the EMB agar plate. You have this one in the spotter. Okay. And to identify this as EMB agar plate, eosin methylene blue. To this EMB earlier, okay, it is already a result can be seen here, but what are the EMB plate will be there, no? To this EMB plate, inoculum from the each positive test tube from the presumptive test is streaked on a plate of EMB. Okay, in the EMB plate, if you streak like this, okay, after streaking, you have kept that one in the incubation. Okay, after the incubation, if there is a presence of coliform bacteria, coliform produces colonies with greenish metallic sheen. Okay, here you can see greenish metallic sheen with the precipitate condition can be observed on this particular EMB plate, which differentiate it from non-coliform colonies. Okay, whereas non-coliform colonies will not grow in this EMB. Okay, complex, no, whereas the coliform bacteria only can grow in the EMB agar plate. So this is about the confirmatory test. So what we have done in the confirmatory test, wherever we got the positive test tube, no, that positive test tube was taken. Okay, in the negative, no coliform, so we are not going to further continue, right? In some time, if we get the positive result, mean this positive result test tube will be taken. Okay, this test tube was taken, and wherever they got the positive result, no, that positive sample is taken by using inoculation loop and inoculated into the EMB agar plate or endo agar plate. Okay, after the incubation for 24 hours, then okay, after incubation for 24 hours, this, but if there is a growth of the coliform bacteria like a green metallic sheen, that says that that is the confirmed test. Yes, in this particular test tube, positive test tube, there are presence of coliform bacteria. So that is about the confirmed test. After the confirmed test, we'll be continuing the completed test. Materials required: 24 hours culture from the positive EMB agar plates. Then we need lactose broth nutrient agar plate or tube. Okay. Then gram staining reagents, then inoculation loop. Procedure: isolated coliform colonies from the EMB agar plates. In EMB agar plate, you got the green metallic sheen type of colonies, no? That one you'll take and that will be inoculated into the lactose broth tubes. Okay, you'll prepare another lactose broth tube, only one lactose broth tube you are going to prepare, and to that you are going to introduce the Durham's tube. Okay, and streaked another what are the EMB agar plate sample was there, no, that sample you'll take, and also that will be streaked onto the nutrient agar slants. You can take the nutrient agar slants, okay, and you can streak this particular positive confirmed test of the coliform bacteria, or you can also inoculate into the nutrient agar plate. Okay, inoculate in nutrient agar plate for the completed test. The tube and slant were incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. Okay, what I told here, whatever in the confirmatory test we got the metallic sheen color, no, that shows the presence of coliform bacteria. That coliform bacteria further will be inoculated into the another fresh, only one single lactose broth tubes, where Durham's tube we need to introduce, that we need to inoculate further for 24 hours. And another test tube we need to take, the plate of nutrient agar. Okay, the tube and slant were incubated at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. The tube was absorbed for gas production. Okay, after the inoculation of the sample, you need to observe for the gas production in the lactose broth tube. Okay, and further, what are the nutrient agar plate or slants you have prepared, no, that must be subjected for the gram staining experiment to check gram stain organism in the slant culture. Okay, so completed test continues here. Since some of the positive results from the confirmatory test may be false, so it is desirable to do completed test. First was presumptive test, we got the positive result. Again, in the confirmed test, will confirm, right, that particular presence of coliform bacteria through the by growing on the EMB agar plate. In EMB agar plate, whatever that will grow, no, that will be further inoculated into the lactose broth tube and the nutrient agar tube. Okay, for this inoculums from each positive tube of the confirmatory test is streaked on a plate of NA nutrient agar to test gram nature, and also we are going to inoculate to one lactose broth test tube with Durant's tube to determine acid and gas production. Here I've given the preparation of nutrient agar concentration of 1000 ml. Okay, peptone we can see 5 grams, we need to add 5 grams, beef extract 3 grams, sodium chloride to 5 grams, agar 15 grams, distilled water 1000 ml, pH 7.0. Okay, this is the calculation for the preparation of 1000 ml of nutrient agar. After the preparation of the nutrient agar, here the coliform bacteria were inoculated and they were grown on the nutrient agar, and this colony is further taken to test gram nature. So you need to perform gram staining technique from this. And to this lactose broth, we have inoculated the EMB agar sample, and this, if this gives a positive result, then this is the completed test. Presence of coliform bacteria, if there is a gas production and the color change. So this is the completed test. Observation, the inoculated lactose broth tube showed positive for gas production and acid production, right? Then gram staining of nutrient agar plant cultures showed the presence of gram negative bacilli, and hence a positive completed test. Okay, when we observed under the microscope, we observed that the presence of coliform bacteria which have taken up the saffron stain, so it is gram negative bacilli. Whereas due to the production of the acid and gas, we can say the coliform bacteria are present, and it's a positive completed test. Okay, the aim of microbiological examination of water is to check whether the pollution of water by pathogenic microorganisms has occurred or not. Okay, the bacteria found in water can be those from soil or sewage or industrial effluents. Contamination by feces of human and animal origin is the greatest danger to the drinking water. Okay, so here you can see the overall view. We done with the presumptive test, right? Then we finished with the confirmed test. Then we finished with the completed test. In completed test, we used here EMB. Okay. Here, no, it's lactose broth. What kind of lactose broth we have used here? Bacteriological lactose broth we have used here. Okay, or we can take any one particular broth, that may be a double strength or maybe a single strength we have taken, and we have performed the completed test of the this MPN method. Okay, One side we took the lactose broth, other side we took the nutrient agar plant. Both the side we got the positive result. Then this is the completed uh, presence of coliform bacteria in that particular water sample. Okay, so this is all about the bacterial examination water by MPN method. Hope you understood today's class. I Pratibha K is signing out for today. Stay tuned with me. I'll be back with some more videos. Thank you for watching.